First off, fuck art. Second, I don't like this beat they call a heartbeat. Third, spark this sour D, I'm in NYC. Word. Thinking about a bag of Cali, early morning staring at the sun. Look up at the molten lava. Burning, floating in the fucking black.
Gosh, bro. Yo, I'm really about to fail this class. At some point, I had structure. I had a plan. I had things that I needed to do that I actually did at the right time. I had a routine. It was about 2 weeks ago and I was sitting in class thinking about all the work I had to do. And see, I had too many assignments due all around the same time, and on top of that, I haven't started a single one. And then it hit me, bro, I'm stuck in this dumbass routine. At this point in time, everything basically feels the same. It's like the same routine playing around in my head all over again. I gotta either get up for work or I gotta get up for school, and on top of that, there's other random obligations that I have to do as well too. The days tend to start feeling the same. Conversations seem to be repeating over and over again. And not gonna lie, sometimes I just wanna play my piano. This modern life seems to have devolved from freedom to structure. We seem to be living in a constant cycle where everything just doesn't stop unless you do. And this doesn't mean I dislike routines at all. Routines are probably one of the most important things that we got as humans. For these certain moments alone, it seems to add purpose to our lives that just seem meaningless sometimes. You wake up, you go to your obligations, you complete those tasks, and then you come back home. There's nothing wrong with this, but let me give you something to think about. As you come into this world, you were born with a routine. You eat, you shit, you sleep, and you cry. You cry so much, but that's all a part of the routine. Then you get a little older and now you follow the routine of your parents, where you do exactly what they tell you, and then after doing that, you can do whatever you want. And then after that, you gain another routine from school. So now you got two routines going on, one from school and one from your parents. And you got to do all of this all up until the age of 18 years old. See, the special part of this routine is that there is no problems, no responsibilities, and I can't even lie, you don't have any control whatsoever. This is the time period that a lot of people reminisce on. Their childhood memories and situations that came up into their life are probably the most important things to them. And now see, this is all fun and good, but then you graduate. And whatever routine the school put on you is completely gone. On top of that too, your parents' routine, it just isn't as strong anymore because you're older, you can think for yourself now. And let's not forget the fact that now you actually have responsibilities. There's obligations that you have to commit to. And let's not forget the fact that now you're quite literally going through the process of creating your own personal routine for the rest of your life. As long as you're in your 20s, you still have time for trial and error. And what most of us do in our 20s to develop this routine is that we go and copy other people. For a lot of us, we fall into the same situations and vices as other people, and not gonna lie, there's so many times these people will tell you, don't do what I did at all. And I'm gonna be real, in my 20s, I really don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to listen to you. I'm really not trying to listen to you, actually. So you make your mistakes, you stand on your word, and you hear everybody telling you not to do shit, and you still do it at the same time. It doesn't matter to you. In this time period, when you're picking up new aspects for yourself, you're dropping off old pieces from your old self. You're in the process of becoming a whole new person, and through becoming a whole new person, you're seeing different types of change in your life. All this to say, this is how you develop your own personal routine. And as time passes by and things get more settled, you start to realize that at the end of the day, this is a cycle that repeats itself because now you gotta pass it down to your kid. I would say my life right now is stuck in consistent cycle of routine. I'm gonna be so real with y'all. This is probably one of the most, I wouldn't just say busy, but most intense moments of my life because I slowly feel like I'm finding myself in a sense. Unlike the way I was when I was a kid, I actually have a goal in place for my life. I don't really have control of everything yet, but I know for a fact that as I keep going on, everything that I want is gonna come through. And like I said before, I don't dislike routines. I think routines are very important for your life structure. People need these things to survive. But when I say that, I don't think it's right, especially at my ripe young age, to be stuck in a consistent routine. I personally feel like every week and every day should be something different. You should be trying out and learning different things as you go. For me, I randomly picked up the piano just for the sake of it. I don't have a particular goal to reach, and I don't have a particular reason of even trying to learn how to play an instrument. But to be honest, I just want to learn it because life is genuinely too short. I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I was working 2 jobs, and one of those jobs was a factory job. And I kid you not, I was working from from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. Mind you, I was still in school, so the days I didn't go to work, I would go to school. And then on the weekdays, I would quite literally go to my second job. Life at that point was directionless. I didn't have any goals or intentions as to what I was doing. I just wanted money. And because of that, I can't even lie, I never even saved a dime. I would just spend almost all my money at the end of the week for no reason whatsoever. Though that situation did teach me a lot, not just about myself, but falling into a routine and consistently living in that routine for a very long time. I'm gonna be so real with y'all, I was working with people who were 40 to 60 years older than me, and it deadass got to a point where they were telling me that I was way too young to be living like this. That routine, that type of life is something that people have to be comfortable with living with, and I know for a fact they didn't want me to be living like that whatsoever. And then again, all this just to say that shit, a routine is not bad at all, but just don't get stuck in that routine. Find yourself in that peace and understand where you're trying to go to. Give yourself goals and give yourself plans. When I say this, I'm really talking to the people who are young, the people who are just getting into adulthood. Try to find yourself some goals that you want to set. Shit, even small goals like going to the gym, eating healthy, buying a car, stuff like this can really make your life more improved, a little bit more entertaining, and more peaceful. With your youth, you're actually supposed to be finding yourself, and I'm not talking about finding yourself in the way that all these other folks be talking about. I'm not saying that you gotta climb a cliff. I'm not saying that you gotta skydive or bungee jump or do all this crazy ass shit. Find things that you like, find things that bring you peace, and find things that you can work on and improve with. As humans, we learn, we grow, and then we share information. It sounds mundane, it sounds boring, but shit, that's just our existence. Though this is the end of the video, I hope y'all enjoyed. God bless y'all, and have a nice day.